Good morning, traders. How are we doing today? Today is July 8th. It is Monday morning, and we are going to be trading some stocks like we always do. Market does open in about 4.5 minutes. And yeah, Mara's had a nice push up, already up $10.80 on the day. We'll see if this can push a little bit higher and add some more position size to this, or add to our position size as it starts to go up. Give me just a second, like always, to spread my link around so that way we can get the maximum amount of viewers in here and people that want to learn how to invest in the stock market. So welcome, glad to have you. We are going to go over our oversold playlist as many of them are pushing up today. We have Soundhound from our Sunday night stock talk up 2%, Plug up 2%, NVIDIA up 1.5%, Intel up 3%. So we have quite a few companies that are pushing up after we identified their oversold levels and their true potential on the Sunday night stock talk, which we host weekly. On Sundays, on Sunday nights, we host those weekly Sunday night stock talks. So definitely check it out if you haven't already. Great video to watch as we get set up for this week's trading. All right, putting my link in with the Discord server, which is a free server. You can get up to date trade ideas and profits, losses, stuff like that. When I ain't live, you can look at those, and you could join that community as well. Talk to like-minded individuals and other traders. We're all trying to do the same thing, which is learn how to make money in the stock market. So one last link here, spreading it to our group of over 71,000 members on Facebook. We also have a link in the description below for that. That's more of a long-term investment community, but there is a lot of day traders and swing traders in there as well. So definitely check those two out. The Discord server to get up-to-date live up-to-date action on my trades and what I'm doing, and then the Investing for Beginners community private Facebook group, over 71,000 members, both invaluable resources that you can check out. So yeah, glad to be here. This is like my favorite part of the day with you guys. My days are very busy and jam-packed with lots of different things going on, but this is by far one of my favorite times of the day. So market will be opening very shortly. As you can see, Bitcoin has pushed up from those trend line levels of it kind of going in and out here. It had a nice breakout above that trend line, broke down below that trend line as it did previously. This is our third little bounce here, so now it's actually forming its own trend line up. If we can make this trend line steady, we can see highs of that $59,000, $60,000 mark again. If not, it'll just get rejected right here and come back down again. Same thing with Bitcoin Cash. Pushes up, it got rejected, and now it is trying to push up again, which is very possible for it to do, as it is setting up for a very nice trend line here. Resistance at 344, so do be aware of that. Mara pushing up. As you can see, we're up $11.40 on the day. I did hold this over the weekend. Cut my losses on a few of these buys that were way up here. I bought down here to reduce my average share price from, I think it was like $21.60 down to $20.59. Sold for a loss of like $17 on Friday. You can check that out in another live stream if you want. But basically, I was down like 120 bucks. Average down, way down in that $19 level. It was actually $19.50. I bought another 40 shares, bringing that average price down. At one point, I had 90 shares of Mara, which was right around $2,000. Brought that average share price down, and as soon as it got up to that 2008 and 2020 mark, I sold 60 shares. and was able to get out for a nice price. So here we go. Mara is pushing up. We'll see how far this can go, as we will be locking in profits today. And we might actually want to do it since right now. Yeah, I'm going to sell right now. Now it may push back up a little bit more, but I'm pretty happy with that. $14 on the day, and we just started the morning. It's only been 30 seconds. So very nice. That's why I kind of like those swing trades, and it doesn't even count as a swing trade, so that's very nice. Now it can continue to push up, you know, higher than we think, as Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash seem to be pushing up still. I could have waited, as this trend line is continuing to go up, but we're up here at this resistance level, so I just wanted to get out in case it does sell off a little bit more. As you can see here, it is already beginning to sell off. So we sold at 2066, which is nice. It didn't push up much higher. 2082 on 30 shares. That was like about $6. That would have been a $20 profit on the day. But very happy locking in $14 in the first, 1 minute of the market open. Now let's see what else we could find here. CVX trying to push. That's not doing very well. JDST had a nice push up, but that really doesn't mean anything because JNUG would be the better option. If JNUG comes down and then pushes up, I'd rather invest in JNUG simply for the fact that it's a 2x leverage for the bulls for gold, whereas JDST is completely against gold. Now JDST could continue to rise here and go up, so I'm excited to see what happens with that. CVX is in that oversold territory and buying territory here, so it is possible that CVX can go up a little bit more, but I'm not too comfortable trading that right now. Chipotle, just like we called out, it was hitting that resistance. If it would have broke out, then we would have invested, but it looks like it's crashing back down. JDST not doing much. Intel has a nice push up. Intel may be the one that we look into investing in. Now they are super extended, but this is what we've been waiting for a couple of months now. This huge rejection period, and then this long sought out consolidation period, and it's now trying to break out to new highs, which it looks like it is already. It's up 3.8%. Up 1.5% more today. Now this could pull back slightly, so we're going to go ahead and just buy a few shares, as it still has a nice trend line. I'm not going to get in too heavy, only about $300 or so, as this is quite risky, as it's already pushed up so much from this resistance level that it's struggled to pass for so long, as you can see down here. Now the better point to buy would have been way down in this area around that $32 mark, but that's okay. We added about 10 shares of Intel just now. Average share price $33.28, and as this thing starts to push up, we will consider locking in profits very momentarily. Okay, JD selling off. Mara now kind of trading sideways, still wanting to push up. McDonald's selling off. Nike selling off. NVDA pushing up 2%. Very nice little percent move here during pre-market. They had an earnings. Stock surfing new highs. French surprise. OCGN has pushed up also. It was down pre-market slightly, got up to that 172 level, and now it's starting to sell off a little bit now. Plug Power pushing up past this resistance level. This will now act as a support level. We'll see if this holds that support level this morning. SQQ is extremely oversold because of TQQQ being extremely overbought. We'll see what happens at this resistance level. Does it get rejected? If this gets rejected at this level, then we can potentially make some profits on the reversal. So be aware of that. Good morning, Dale. Good morning. How are you doing? Sound had a nice push up this morning. It was up from the Friday, 11% from Friday. If you were to hold this over the weekend, now it's starting to sell off. SCHD had a nice push up from where we called it out on Sunday. Holding it Sunday to now, you'd be up only about a 0.5% point. And DJT is trying to push up from those support levels very nicely, actually, if you ask me. It is trying to push up with a nice 2.5% bounce all of a sudden. So that's very nice. Intel not doing much. It actually might start selling off. It is overextended here. Now we'll see what happens. I got in at kind of a high price at $33.28. If it doesn't seem to move much, then we're just going to get out of it. Yeah, it looks like it's going to begin to come down. Where's our Mara at? Mara's at 2087. I don't really feel comfortable getting Mara right now. I mean, it could go all the way up to these levels, but doesn't mean it has to, as it does play off of Bitcoin quite a bit. Bitcoin starting to sell off right here at that trend line level. So this should follow momentarily, which means this will also follow. Now, Intel is not really moving as much as we'd like it to. As Intel has already pushed up from those lows of $30 that we've been watching it at to a 10%, 9.5% to now currently an 8% profit. So there may be some people locking profits in. Now I may just hold this a bit longer to see what it does. But that is going to tie up about $300 of my investment. Even if it pushes up 1%, that's another few bucks on the mini P&L. As you can see, I'm already up $15 on the day overall. I want to trade more Mara, but it looks like it may just sell off for the day here. Let's go ahead and look at the chart. Yeah, it's getting some resistance right here from Thursday's or Wednesday's resistance levels, which is right around $21, guys. We do want to be aware of that. There's that $21 psychological factor there. It's a round number. It's right here, as you can see. Now, we would have been better off buying at like 1950, buying a little bit more and holding and selling this. But now I feel like this can just easily pull back. It could also keep going up, but you know, I could probably see this pulling back more than it's gonna rise. Doesn't mean we can't get in light though. Say at 10 shares in case it does start to skyrocket up. But 21 is going to be a very heavy resistance level. We're going to buy 10 shares at 20.88. That is a very, very high number to get in on Bitcoin again. As this may just start to sell off this morning, people locking in their profits. On the 1 minute, it is overextended here, so let's see if we can get this to push up slightly. That'd be very nice. Doesn't have to though. This thing could just sell completely right back off. Good morning, Tina. How are you doing? CVX with a nice push up, almost 1% this morning. Chipotle selling off all the way to this support level In one day, we could see a potential bounce. With Chipotle, we could see a nice 2.5% run. If this does begin to recover, that's actually a pretty good buy-in point, $60 to $61. That has reached this area before. It's gone from that $60 level to $69 for a 14% profit on a swing trade. So it is very possible that this can do that again. We're going to wait for confirmation that this is going to start bouncing back up. And when it does, we're going to ride that wave to the top. So we're waiting on that to form. JDST not doing much. Intel pushing up very nicely. We may consider locking in profits right here. Yep, that's where we're going to lock in profits. Nice. So it wasn't a whole lot, but like I said, even if it pushed up 1%, that we'd make like $3. There's another $3 on the day. Very nice. Mara selling off, so I don't want to lose any of my profits on Mara. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing real quick before we make an ultimate decision. It did push up slightly, and it could continue to push up, or it could be a fake out. This could be a fake out green candle and it just continues to sell off. $21.03. There we go. It's going to push up again. Now, if we can get 21.03, that'd be very nice. What's it doing? It looks like it's trying to push up. Now we are playing with some risk levels here. This is a very overbought levels. Selling off. Now we sold at 2066. We bought at 2088. Intel, we bought at 33.28 and sold at 33.65. 33.65. So that gave us a $3 profit. What else is happening today? DJT is trying to push up very nicely, very slowly, but it's trying to. Here we go. Is this going to start to push up? I think so. Could be a fake out though. Could be a fake out here. What's Bitcoin doing? They're just starting to sell off again. Yeah, Bitcoin is selling off. We're going to sell our 10 shares. Oh, shit. Okay, so we're going to sell our 10 shares at 2057, right below where we sold a minute ago at 2066. We lost about $3. Not too bad to mitigate our risk. $300 investment, $3, so we lost about 1%, which is nice. It's a nice stop loss to have, about 1%. Now, if this thing starts to retrace and go back up, then obviously we would have made money and we would not have to sell. But, you know, that $21 level is extremely important here. Okay, look at that. Went from 19 to 21. That's a 9% move. Now they're going to be people taking in profits here, possibly bouncing off of this, right? Maybe. Or it can continue to sell off. Doesn't have to bounce. And we just mitigated our risk very nicely. As it's at 2048, sold at 2057. I should have sold way up here, but I had a problem with my limit order. So that's okay. We don't have any open positions. We're up $15 on the day, so we're still positive. Intel, it's pushing up still. 33.65 is where I've sold. It's at 33.87. OCGN is kind of just stale. DJT has a nice push up. Almost 4% push up. That would have been very nice. I'm interested in Chipotle. It's about to hit our alert here. Yeah, it was a fake out, guys. It's going to continue selling off. It wants to curl on the RSI because it's super oversold, but straight down on the MACD. Now it's starting to curl over a little bit. Let's buy 5 shares. Let's buy another $300 worth of Chipotle. Should we? I don't know. Chipotle could continue to just sell off. We're going to buy it. It hit our alert. We have a trade plan. And it's selling off. Right when we bought it, of course. Of course it would. Now this is a nice support level here. Let's see if it holds, as that could be a nice 2% profit. On the 1 hour, it's super oversold, right? Hitting these levels before and then bouncing back up. And it could continue to sell off. Any news? Now, Chipotle did have a 50-to-1 reverse split, which was, gosh, it was trading at $3,000, and now it's trading at $60. So you can buy 50 shares for the same price as 1 share when it was trading like last week. Selling off. Definitely selling off. It can get down to these $60 levels potentially, maybe even lower. So we don't really know how low this can go. We don't know, but I'm selling it because it is not in our favor. Lost another $2 right there. But you see how I'm mitigating my risk? I'm not holding and wishing and hoping that it's going to go up. Mara broke our alert. Now this can just continue to sell off here, as it has before. If we look at the 1 hour, it's not doing anything we didn't know. We knew this was going to come up. We knew it was potentially going to hit either these old support levels, which are now resistance levels, or it was going to bounce off of this trend line. And that's exactly what it's doing. It's just bouncing off of this trend line, as you can see, a little bit more of a higher of a trend line right now, but it's gotten as low as $50,000. Just slowly consolidating in this area, huge area range for consolidation. But now over the last couple of weeks, it's literally just been going in a downward trend. I've literally been making money off of really small plays. Why isn't it working? Should show all my trades. Oh, because I'm not on Mara. But, you know, it should be playing off of those because I've actually been playing this as it goes sideways. all the ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs, I've been able to trade and make money on it. But now we're in this resistance area, which actually we're becoming in bot territory now. Getting into some buy territory. I would consider buying this down at these levels. As soon as it indicates a sign of reversal. See, that might be a good indication, that 5-minute candle there. We're going to buy 10 shares here. Average share price 2026. As you can see, it's starting to bounce. If you look at the 5-minute, it's going to bounce off of this EMA line, just like it did previously. It could potentially go up 2.5%. And it could continue to sell off. It doesn't have to keep that trend either. $20.26 isn't a bad spot to be in, as I sold most of my position at $20.20 last week. And I was at $20.59 this morning when I started the live stream. So it's a little bit better of an average cost, an average share price. Now this should bounce back up. We'll make a few more dollars. Only have about $200 in right now. Starting to curl over on the RSI. We're going to buy another 20 shares at, so we bought at 2026, we bought at 2031, average share price 2028. All we need is a little bit of a push. We could even get 3%. That'd be another $12 on the day, which would put us right around $30. $30 in profit for the day. Just got to be patient. Don't sell too early, as this is going along with our trend line. We want this to go up. It's having some difficulty right here on that 45, on the 200-day moving average on the 1-minute chart, but bouncing off the 45-day exponential moving average on the 5-minute chart. Bitcoin wanting to push up as well. Let's see, JDST pushed up slightly. Not much is happening with JDST. Chevron, Chevex is going up. Chipotle selling off still, so I'm glad that we sold when we did. We bought at 61.43. We sold at 60.98. It's at 60.94, so you know this could still potentially bounce up. We're looking at the 5-minute chart right now. Intel selling off. We sold at 33.65. It is a little bit lower than where we sold. So we got to play off this nice little green candle here, making about $4. Bitcoin is now pushing up, or Mara's pushing up very nicely, just like we expected it to do. Hopefully going to play off of a nice little trend line here. upward move, or it could just be faking us out. It looks like it may just be faking us out here, guys, on that 5-minute candle. We're up $15 on the day. Nike potentially finding a support down at $74. NVIDIA, nice push up with NVIDIA from this morning here, up 2.5%. Very nice little play as it's trying to make its way back up to that 141 level. Very nice. OCGN also pushing up, about to touch its previous resistance at 175. Plug selling off as it did get a little bit overextended here on its resistance levels. SQQ, it's at 745. It's actually trading sideways. It's not doing much. But if this thing were to pop, you could make a 6% profit very easily. Sound selling off since this morning. And SCHD is pushing up from those lows of 76 here. That's very interesting to see. And DJT pushing up, testing that 45-day moving average. Oh, nice little reversal on Intel, hitting that 45-day moving average for a nice potential 1 to 2% profit. Another move up. We could have bought more here at 33.38. 33.38 for a nice potential push up. Mara pushing up very nicely. We're up another $3, up 16 on the day. Now, if this can continue to push, right, it's showing signs of upward momentum, and it starts making newer highs, then Mara will continue to go up, as you can see, and we could follow this up all the way to that $21 level. There we go. Bitcoin has a nice push up. So does Bitcoin Cash. Going to be testing this 45-day moving average. Chipotle trading sideways now, having some consolidation between this $60 level ish, 60.85 and 61. So some heavy consolidation right there. And my undo button. That's weird. Still selling off though, so this will definitely be a move to make when it goes above these buy levels here. Mara, nice push up still. We're just watching it go up slowly but surely. Now I did catch some red. Little sell off here. It could be just a fake out. Let's see what happens. As long as direction is continuing to stay in your favor, you understand the patterns and the key levels, and there's opportunity cost, there's no reason why you couldn't take this trade. Come on, testing those levels again. There we go, pushing up. People taking profits, people getting back in. My goal on this channel or on this trading account is to make anywhere from $40 to $50 a day this week in my challenge. A week or two ago, my goal was to make $20 to $40. Now it goes up a little bit from $30 to $50 or $40 to $50. Very nice. That is one of our consistent goals that we're here to try to make. That is actually breaking a little bit. Looks like it may start to sell off. There we go. Nope, direction's still in our favor. Nice candle that pushed down, but ultimately direction is still in our favor. So we are going to wait. This should begin to push back up. Nice sell-off here. People taking in profits. Big sell-off. We're going to sell right there. As the trend line has been broken. The trend line was broken here, just slightly with those two candles. So I decided to sell. Although it can continue to push up, I was comfortable locking in profits right there at that level. As just because it doesn't have to go all the way back up, it could continue to sell off. It could consolidate for a little bit. But yeah, it's $16 on the day there, $18 there. I don't always have to meet my goal, but sometimes I do. Another green day though for us here. Oh, Nike's starting to bounce off that support. Mara broke that trend line. JD not doing much. Intel had a nice little push. Nothing crazy, a 1% push up. And it may just kind of go like that all day. It may just kind of start riding like up a little bit. This is super overextended though. This should not be on our oversold watch list anymore, as this is actually overbought. Chipotle, it would have been nice to trade Chipotle today, but unfortunately, it's not moving in our direction. So we lost $2 on Chipotle, made almost $4 on Intel, made $16 on Mara, and I think that's it. I don't think I traded anything else. Bitcoin starting to sell off a little bit. Chevron had a nice spike up, 1% profit. Look at the move it had to make 1%. It had to make such a huge move to make 1% compared to, what was it, Intel? Intel barely moved at all and made 1% right there. Actually went up 3% on that small little move. Tomorrow was a winner for today. I'm glad we sold where we did. Don't really feel like waiting and watching the... I mean, it's still there, right? The trend line's still technically there for Bitcoin. But look where it's trading at. It's trading literally at its downward trend level. So it's just going to eventually pop back down. Yeah, it's just going to eventually pop back down. So we're literally trading these tiny little moves up, making some money, but I wish it didn't really have this downward momentum trend line going on. See the 200-day moving average and the 45-day moving average? They're both going down. The 45-day wants to go up, but every time it tries to go up, it gets rejected by this $344 level. Which means the same thing for Mara. Mara is going to continue to try to push, but it's getting rejected by the 200-day moving average. Do you see that right now? It's below the moving average, so it makes it a very heavy resistance. I'm glad we got out when we did, because it's now trading at 2030, right around where we bought. We bought it at 2026 and 2031. Sold at 2053. Nice little profit there. Nothing too crazy, but a nice little profit. I think my average share price was 2028. 2053, that was a 1.25% profit on, I can't remember how many shares it was. Was it 20 shares? $400. So we're up 18 bucks on the day, nothing crazy. I know this is going to pull back some more, so we're going to wait. It's still, still playing along with that trend line that we created, but it doesn't have to. Right here, it could have totally started selling off, and I didn't want to wait for that to happen. As you can see on the 1 minute, it broke that trend line, starting to consolidate sideways instead of pushing up. So that was more or less a trend line. It broke it. This also had a trend line, very small trend line, but it was pushing with that trend line. Now it's not. And same for Mara, broke that trend line. So it's good to sell when you see any indication of that trend line being broken. As you can see, we sold at 2053, which is right here on that second candle. See that? Right at the tip of that second candle is where we broke and we sold. And we're able to lock in some money again today, guys. $17.93, which means on Friday, I was down the $17. I made that all back. So we didn't suffer a loss or any additional money on that loss. So we only lost 17 bucks on Friday with that Mara trade that went down. I'll take a $17 loss any day because that was less than 1% of my account. And we had 8 straight green days in a row. So we were making 20 bucks, 20 bucks, 30 bucks, 40 bucks. And I give only $17 back at the end of a nice week and a half run. I'll take it. If I got to give a little bit of money back every couple of weeks, very small amount, I will. No biggie at all. So yeah, now it's going to push back up, following along with this trend line still very nicely. Actually, now that I say it, could have made a few more bucks here, as it may start to rise. We're going to do 1 share just to do it. Don't always have to invest a lot of money to prove your point. Yep, look at that. Nice push up to those overbought levels. But really, really struggling here on that 45-day moving average, even though these were pushing up. Just struggling a lot. And there we go, we're down again. So I'm gonna keep my 1 share. It'll keep me humble. It'll also keep me up to date on everything that's going on, whether this pushes down or it pushes up. If it goes down $1, I'm only gonna lose $1 on the day. So nothing crazy. But it also lets me know where it is, where the stock is trading at currently. As it can continue to push up. If it goes up $1 or 50 cents, then I'm up another 50 cents. I did not meet my goal yet for the day. Goal was 2% day. It's around $40. We're almost at 1%. 1% on the day. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. If you did, smash the like button. And we will see you all in the next live stream. I go live Monday through Friday at market open, unless there's a holiday which closes the market. But if there's no holiday, you can guaranteed I will be right here at 7:30 Mountain Standard Time, giving you some of my thoughts, opinions, and you get to watch me trade live and lock in profits or potentially lose it all. So if you like that kind of stuff, consider subscribing to the channel, smashing that like button for me, and hitting the little bell notification so you know exactly when I go live next. Thanks for watching, and we will see you all in the next video. And remember, let's end the year on a green note.